ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Humanity Never Dies. In the last episode, we began with the mission to rescue a scientist and his escort. The mission was full of enemies left, right and centre, but with shot after shot, we took down the hostiles and made it out with everyone, successfully recruiting 2 captain rank rangers, which we wasted no time in taking on our next mission. The supply raid started with an early blunder, taking us out of concealment, but we pulled through with help from expert slicing and gunning. We pushed ahead, obtaining crate after crate, until we came out on the other side. The rewards were staggering, but as the Avatar project neared completion, there was only one thing to do: assault the facility in New Chile. With extra protection of the Warden armor, there was no one that would stand in our way.
Alright you fucks, I'm Australia's best, and this is how it's gonna work. You guys go ahead and shoot them twats as soon as you see them, and if any of you get hurt, and you better not, I'll be there to give you some of the good stuff. You hear what I'm saying? If any of you go down on my watch, you better hope to God that you took down at least 6 of them first, because I'm not gonna let you die without putting up a fight first.
So we begin Operation Doomdragon on top of a gas station or a petrol station for the more European reviewers. I'm going to send Scott out down. It's very interesting that they decided to build a alien facility, which is what we're going to go and destroy, right next to an abandoned gas station. Regardless, I'm not the person who made that decision, so I don't know why I'm questioning it. Yeah, we've also got a full team with a beautifully
solid copy
wardened armor. I didn't know how to make that sentence work, so I just went with it. But yeah, we've got Warden armor, which is the final armor upgrade that we can get for the whole squad. There are additional suits as well then. You've got the Wraith and War suits. But yeah, it's, considering how long it took us to get Predator, we got Warden very quickly after, so it really was a bad thing that we were just not having that Predator armor. Regardless, that's all done now. We can move on with our lives. We've got top tier armor, and next to the top tier armor we've got a whole squad of people who are going to blow up this facility. So what's nice about this is that there is no time limit, so I can just take my time going around and exploring. We do see one of the turrets on top. I'm also checking to see whether or not I've got blue screen rounds, which I do, and it's what I'm going to use straight away. Using those blue screen rounds to take out the turret straight away. It also means that we are revealed, but that's not a problem. Because there's no time limit, I don't mind going through slowly, getting everyone to be on Overwatch. If I destroy the enemy turrets and things that are in the way, then that's always good and decent. And of course Kilby, however, does not have that issue because he has Phantom, which means that he can continue to be concealed. I don't know whether or not I keep forgetting that that's a thing. Hey, and McEwen's going to go on Overwatch there. So at the beginning of our next turn, we can then move around. I think what I want to do is I want to move McEwen up to this rock here,
I've got eyes on advent troops,
which instantly sees enemies. That's wonderful. That's a good going. So, Lau, can we use teamwork on McEwen to get her out of there? Or lightning? Well, yeah, of course you would do lightning. It's not a bad shout. Puts him in a battle frenzy. Nui still has the ability of. Sorry, Lau. I don't know why I called her by her first name. Lau still has the ability to throw a grenade up there as well, which is nice. Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot at and try and... good job. I'm going to try and get rid of those aliens so that then, once that is done, maybe I don't need to move McEwen away from that. It means that I wouldn't have wasted her move entirely. But we shall see exactly what happens there. Grey is going to run and gun so that she can dash all the way up to that rock over there next to Scott, and hopefully then get a nice shot into the Archon, which he does, including the Talon rounds, then getting 12 critical damage from that, which I don't think is the highest you can get. Also, free action, amazing, for double critical. Wow, that's 23 points of damage in one turn, that's insane. And then Farlogo is also going to run and gun with her newfangled ability, which she got from the training centre. So she's going to go around, and then go
I
into
believe
thing.
this
However,
would be subject Gamma. Roland created a Viper
we have our first alien ruler. So we have the Viper King. So I knew that this was going to happen, but I still wasn't super prepared. That was a terrible... Well, I guess he dodged it, but bloody hell. So, the alien rulers are... They're one of my favourite things that they put into the game. A lot of people don't like the alien rulers, but I personally do like them. I think they add a nice level of challenge. The Chosen also add a nice level of challenge. I think the Chosen have done better than the alien rulers, but I still think that the challenge of the alien rulers showing up and ambushing your missions is really, really interesting, really fun. I also really like the fact that you take a turn and then it takes its turn, so it changes it up a bit. It makes it, you have to think more about what you're doing. So yeah, I quite like that. So whilst that's going on, Lau is going to go around the side and she is going to blast a hole in the side of the facility whilst also hopefully striking the alien ruler. In the meantime, while I was discussing alien rulers, Kilby did come around and slice that Advent soldier. As Grey comes around, we can see that I actually missed the shot. And then we've got some the abilities of the Viper King, absolutely amazing. So he basically throws what is equivalent to a frost grenade, which we do have access to, but I haven't researched, which freezes the ground and any operatives within that. Viper King then... What happened? Oh god, so much is happening very quickly. The Viper King gets shot by Grey, then attempts to wrap Grey, who gets a free Blade Storm, who does damage to the Viper King, which leads to her still taking damage. And she's still bound as well. Also, the aliens then get that usual activity. I don't think there's much going on. Oh no, there is. There's a patrol that comes around. Looks like two just generic troopers come around the side. One of them gets Overwatch. A nice 7 damage there. Not enough to kill, but still pretty good. And then some explosions going on inside the facility as well. So, how do we deal with this? Well, Lau can do an incendiary grenade, which is what he's going to do. And that will take care of those two troopers. Whilst also not triggering the Viper King, because one of the ways in which the Viper King works is it only takes that bonus action if it can see the operative who's just taken their action. So in this case they will take their action. Another Blade Storm from Grey. Viper King is taking a lot of damage. At this point the Viper King is the weakest of the three alien rulers regardless, but it's still not it's still a deadly creature, but it's taking a lot of damage because we've got the high tier armor, mid tier weapons. You know, we got a very strong group of captains and such going up. But didn't manage to kill it off. That's not a problem. We'll kill it off in a future mission, and that just allows our operatives to go and deal with them. But yeah, so we'll deal with the Viper King in a future mission. That's for sure. And it also opens up the rest of the things. So we've dealt with that pretty nicely. We took a bit of damage, especially Grey took damage from being bound, but not that much. Kilby and I think it's Far Logo, it might be, who's up there with him. Both of them are frozen, but they'll get back. A bad Overwatch shot by Grey, but that's not too bad. You see a Muton and a Codex. Yeah, no, they're not frozen. It was Far Logo. Cool. So that having been done, we can go around and start our operations there. So McEwen's going to go for the Muton, killing him instantly with a beautiful death from above critical shot, and which means that she gets a pistol shot onto the Codex potentially, but she doesn't really want to do that. Lau also, so Lau's got the blue screen rounds, which means that going there to hit the Codex would be perfect. With a 34% chance, it's probably unlikely to hit. So of course she proves me completely wrong. It's always worth taking those 34%ers. I've done like 1 or 2 this this whole series so far, and when they hit, they're beautiful, and they hit more often than you would think, because you tend to not take those shots ever. But you know what they say, you miss every shot you don't take. And in this case we didn't miss, and you know, that's how it is. Is Farlogo still concealed? And Kilby? Or is that a graphical? Yeah, that's a graphical glitch. It's showing that someone's concealed, but that's not right. I don't think anyone's concealed. Anyway, we're moving deeper into the facility now. Going around the side, see if we can spot any enemies. We don't. We spot the place we need to put the not the Overwatch. The jeez, I'm losing my words today. Bomb thing, X4 charge. Wow, it's literally on bloody screen top left. Oh, guys. Yeah, so moving around, going around the side with Grey. So far, this has been a pretty good mission. We've not taken that much damage. In fact, I think only Grey's taken damage. Actually, spot 4 enemies there. We've had some pretty good shots, killed off the enemies as soon as they've shown up most of the time. So, yeah, it's not bad at all. 53% chance against the officer, worth a take. Critical, Talon rounds, dies. Amazing. So Farlogo's going to go through the window, not through the window, but next to the window so that she can shoot through the window. 47% chance. I choose not to go for it, I'm going to go for Overwatch instead, see what they can do, and Kilby's going to run a gun, allowing him to get closer to the enemy so that he can get into a position where he can do some shooting. I've also spread all of my operatives out so that in case one of them goes for a grenade attack, or you know, there's some kind of crossfire that needs to happen, then it can happen. McEwen also definitely not going to have any shots from where she is, so I'm going to move her down and put her into Overwatch, so that if they do come close she can get a good shot with a pistol. So, enemies go around, open door, goes to shoot at Kilby, but misses, thankfully. And then the Purifier's going to go around, take a few Overwatch shots. Kilby misses. Can he take any more? Yes, he is. Farlogo does not miss. And McEwen also doesn't miss, which explodes the Purifier. So, yeah, so far those Overwatches not doing too badly, although we do have a grenade that happens, as we did have 2. I did say, literally earlier, I spread my people out to avoid a grenade, and a grenade happened, so obviously I didn't spread them out good enough. So, Kilby's going to go around the side. He needs to do something. The issue is that they've got an enemy just out there that shot at him. It's a real pain. 53% chance, or we can throw a frag grenade, and I choose to go for the frag grenade just because it's going to blow up the building, so that means that he's now no longer in cover and can get shot by everyone else, which is nice. We've got a little lightning hands, always worth. Misses, but it's a free action, like, always going to take that. And then we get a lovely sniper shot, dealing quite a bit of damage. Not enough to kill, but quite a bit. Now it's going to go around the side. She's got... who's going to do what? Well, it looks like Scott's going to go through. He's got 88% chance to hit. Unlikely to kill. Oh, well, I guess that works. Apparently that weapon's got a... damn, I can't remember what they're called. The thing that executes people. And then Grey goes around, Blade Master kills this trooper. So yeah, everything's going good so far. So the execution is I'm pretty sure I talked about this in an earlier episode, but I've forgotten. Either way, there's a percentage chance that you instantly kill something you shoot at. It is like a low percentage, like 5%. Which is, in the scheme of things, quite a considerable amount of percentage. Based on the fact that, you know, 5% is 1 in 20 shots will execute. That said, you've got to hit those 20 shots.
Menace 1-5, status confirmed. X4 charges are armed. Move to the extraction point.
Okay, so we charged that up. So now all we need to do is extract all of our troopers, which won't take too long. There doesn't seem to be enemies that have come around, so that's always good. I put the evac zone in that nice square that's been designated there, and it very much pleases my OCD. But yeah, everyone's
Heading out.
pretty much in range of that then, so they're just all going to escape and gonna have a nice thing. Overall, this mission was pretty much not, well, obviously not flawless because we took damage, but exemplary, I think. That reduces the avatar state. Yes, that's exactly what I want to say. Reduces the avatar countdown by 4 blocks, which means that the countdown stops and we go back to just regular, just the regular tracker, I guess. We still got one operative on the field. Still have Kilby. You could probably just leave him there to kill everyone. He's probably strong enough to do that, that's for sure. But we're not going to do that, so I'm going to return to the Avenger. See a nice pretty explosion. And that's why you don't put things next to a petrol station, because it might explode randomly. These things happen. Anyway, Sky Ranger comes back and all of our troops move up. We've got 2 promotions, Farlogo and McEwen, both promoting up, so we've now got our first major, I believe. But Farlogo's going to go, she's going to go with, I want to say covering fire, because I think that's the one I go for. But yeah, covering fire is really nice, really good one. And then first major, we're going to go for, I don't actually know, oh, steady hands. Just because not moving last turn, that's basically McEwen's
The alien
whole
facility
thing.
now stands in ruin,
But yeah,
Commander.
so that's all destroyed up, so if we go
Excellent
back
work.
to the
Your
bridge,
efforts will no doubt
we
slow
can
the
see
aliens'
that
progress
the
towards
countdown
the
goes
Xcom
down
project.
considerably. Or, you can't see that, but yeah, it went down by 4 blocks, which is quite a lot, to be fair. And that facility's all good, so it's nice. We can then move on to continuing our contact of the areas around. So what I'm looking at the moment is I'm looking at the bonuses given by each of the areas to see what I can do. So the inside knowledge one for Asia is superb. The European one's okay, if I remember correctly. But yeah, so the Asia one's definitely one I want to go for. Oceania's a really easy one to go for as well. I'm kind of just looking around to see how I want to go about it. We've got enough intel to move around, we've got no supplies. And I think at the moment I'm kind of just focusing on just gathering more supplies so that I can upgrade the weaponry. And then we get another, the covert action also helps immensely there, with Mises getting wounded in the process, but it takes us down, so we went from a full counter to a half counter very quickly. But yeah, so I'm looking to get supplies and alloys and Illyrium stuff for later on for things that I need to build up, which is definitely something that's very needed in future, in the near future, once we've got like a bunch of weapons that need upgrading once we go for the final tier. So yeah, very needed. But yeah, so what we've got here then, just gonna go for general supplies, which we do definitely need to get.
Let's just hope your people can keep up.
And going back to the bridge to continue getting our alien alloys and crystals of Illyrium. Got a bunch of people recovering from their wounds, getting the infirmary is really good. We get experimental AP rounds. I think that's the final round that I'm going to go for. I may be wrong. That's the wrong one. You went to the battery day. Because I've got 3 cores left, I might go for 1 more. As you can see, these cost both alien alloys and stuff. What am I going to go for? Experimental grenade? I think I save up. I'm not sure whether or not I choose to go for it. I think I just stop, yeah. Because the cores are useful, are very useful for other things. And we finally researched Sonic, so hey, which allows us to build a site lab. Oh, and a technology breakthrough. Fancy. We're probably not going to go for the breakthrough. The plasma rifle is available for us to research, but I think the first thing that we're going to do is going to go for one of the autopsies. I believe we go for the shield bearer autopsy, although it's not really the best one to go for, but hey, what can you do?
Physically, the Advent shield bearers are quite similar to the bulk of Advent's forces, in that they are the product of careful genetic engineering that generally mirrors the human form. Most of their unique qualities come from a difference in equipment and armor. Components I'm sure Shen would have an interest in examining.
So that autopsy
Without
having
access to
been
refined
done, or
fossil fuels
on its way,
power is
technically we just
difficult.
return to our usual day-to-day. Another covert operation is completed, getting ourselves some experience and a level up for Vimo. And then we're going to go and see what we can do next. I think I'm just going to go for the Hunt the Chosen. I think I'm going to go for part 2 for the Assassin. Those are the ones that I'm going to go for at the moment. I'm going to try and get all the Chosen strongholds able to be stormed at any point in case it gets severely out of hand, because that's definitely something that's needed. I'm also going to put operatives down to get themselves more experience in general. Having 3 operatives on a mission, on a covert op, is definitely a good choice. Also then Vimo has his captain upgrade, so he's got ability between well, I think I go for Retribution just because it's really good. I mean, it's basically the Blade Storm of the Skirmisher, but there's some really good abilities for Skirmishers that I really like them as operatives. They're so mobile and so versatile. It's just really nice. Well, that being done, move on, and we instantly get Gorilla Ops, so we're never going to get those crystals. So our opportunities are some an engineer, some supplies, or a scientist. But I'm also looking at the countering of the dark events. So with the scientist one, Spider and Fly is pointless because we can already get rid of that through the order, the resistance order that we've got for the Reapers. So what we're going to go for is this one, that Xcom soldiers will suffer greater losses to their will in combat, just because that's a really annoying one. It's not heavily damaging, but it's still pretty bad. And also we haven't used any intel to sort of figure out what the other one is. But regardless, we're going to switch up our team here because all of these people have already been used. We're going to go with Fournier, Ashens, Motorel, Fuentes, Kurosaki, and Mises. That's right, you heard me. Fournier. For those of you who have watched my first series, you will know that Fournier was one of our first heavy troopers who tragically died. This is her daughter who's joined us today. Yeah, so this mission we are underground, and what do we need to do? Download mechanical processing designs from exposed access points. So effectively a download mission. Go around the side, we can instantly see there's a officer, and I think that's your shield bearer as well, so we're going to go around and prepare ourselves for our attack. We can see we don't have like a big A team, that's for sure. It's definitely a B team kind of mission, but that's not really the biggest of problem. But we've also, we've got some members of the who were substitute A team, which I guess is exactly what a B team is, but Motorel is definitely a household name at this point, as is Mises to an extent. Kurosaki taking a shot, a beautiful critical hit there with her laser rifle. We get an Overwatch shot which takes down the officer, which is beautiful, and then there's it's not even a shield bearer, it's just a normal one. And then Mises take it down. So yeah, overall, pretty good. I didn't realise until just now that Mises and Motorel have the same armour colour. Regardless, we've got our lovely Hunter who's here. Now, the Chosen, 3 strengths at the moment, and no weaknesses, because if we remember correctly, one of the dark events is that they have no weaknesses. So, we've got to be really careful, because it doesn't take his additional damage. That said, I feel like the Chosen weaknesses on Commander, at least, they don't feel that effective most of the time. Yeah, regardless, moving around with actions, you can see the Chosen, he's over there. He's got a very long bar of health, that's for sure, and then also more enemies come through, another officer. This seems to just be humans around, which is nice.
We've spotted the Chosen. Get ready to fight.
So, how do we deal with this? Well, all of our troops are very far away, which is not great. So we're going to have to dash up, either let them come towards us, or get towards them in like low amount of turns. Kurosaki actually has a really nice shot somehow, so she's going to go for the elite officer. Managing to hit that as well, so doing really good, to be fair, for our, I guess, our 3rd sniper after McEwen and Ahmed, so not doing too badly for herself. Mises going to go around the sides for a flanking maneuver. And by flanking maneuver, I mean if they come around the side, we can flank them. And then Motorel's going to do the same as well. So we've got a nice area that we can do, and then Ashens is very rightfully going to bug out of there. So that means that they need to come towards us, which allows us to get some good Overwatch shots, although in Fournier's case that wasn't so good. Motorel though, taking him down instantly. So officer down. Miser's going to go for the shot as well. Poisons with his poison rounds the Advent Trooper. However, the Trooper does manage to get a critical hit on Motorel, which isn't great. So damage already taken, and Motorel takes another hit and actually does get hit as well. 5 more damage on that. Thank God we have Warden Armor, because that could have been devastating. And God, I had a panic attack then. Hunter comes around, shoots at Fuentes but misses. So first thing that's going to happen, Motorel's going to heal himself up with his Gremlin. Only heals up for 5, and he's not going to use his last action right away, because that could be bad. The EMP grenade, but no, she's just going to use the normal grenade and see if she can hit both, but I don't think that's possible. So she's, all 3 I should say, so she's going to go for the Chosen and then also the, just the regular Trooper, breaking that cover down, shredding the armor of the Chosen, not dealing a whole lot of damage to the Chosen, only 2 damage taken. I also look around, I see there's actually an exit there, which is interesting, but irrelevant. So what we're going to do with Fuentes is we're going to go for a rend attack on that Trooper here. It will also give him parry, which is nice because it means he can probably suck up the Hunter's shot if he chooses to shoot him, which is a good thing. Sadly, Kurosaki's not really in range for anything, so she can't really shoot, but what I'm going to do then is I'm going to just skip a go for now. Let Misers take out that Trooper, dealing 9 damage, so there's only the Hunter left. It also means that Motorel is safe to just sit and heal for a bit. Ashen's looking around, he's got the ability to do a slash, which is what he's going to do because that could do quite a bit of damage. Doing 6, also means the Hunter will probably move away. And then Kurosaki, I'm going to just dash her up to that corner there. So, Hunter. Well, no, first the aliens, then the Hunter. The Hunter goes for a Shogun action, which summons a Advent Stun Lancer, which is a bit of a bitch, especially since Ashen's is out in the open, but luckily doesn't actually take any additional actions.
They're going to flank me! You asked for it.
And then the Hunter throws a dazing grenade on Mises and on Fournier.
I have to figure the more knowledge I extract
So,
from your
the first thing what we're
soldiers,
going to do is we're going to use Motorel to go around to get Mises up,
Get up and get back out there.
which removes the daze.
I suppose you owe them the attempt at a rescue.
And then he's going to continue and get Fournier up as well.
Mistake.
So, going well at the moment. Managed to get both of our operatives back up. The daze hasn't happened. The Hunter didn't do any damage to us. So, it's not too bad.
I'm on it.
What we're going to do is we're going to get Ashen to go around the side. He gets a flanking shot on the Hunter. 90% definitely worth. A beautiful critical hit with the Talon rounds. I love the Talon rounds. They're insane.
Feels like.
And then we've got a rend attack ability against the Chosen as well with Fuentes, who is definitely going to be using that to do 6 rend damage.
Is that all you've got?
However, the Chosen still on its, well, he's not dead, it's basically the frustration there. What we're going to do with Fournier then is use Demolition, uses up 2 of our ammunition to destroy all of the cover that the guy is hiding behind.
Come get
Going to go into Overwatch here, and Kurosaki's definitely not in a great position, so she needs to move so that we can actually do something. So she's going to go there and go into Pistol Overwatch. In the alien turn, the Stun Lancer is going to move around, get shot at, everyone misses.
Shot wide.
So does the Stun Lancer though, so I guess that's a positive to that. Hunter's going to grapple, gets him up into a high place, he's then going to shoot. Yeah, he shoots at Fuentes, who parries it straight away, so that's always good.
Trust me.
Get a slash attack against the Advent Stun Lancer, who dies. And Ashens picks up those loot. That loot.
Affirmative.
Kurosaki's going to dash up, get the other loot. Interesting. Oh, there's some good stuff down there, to be fair. Yeah, we're in a weird position, like when considering the location of the Chosen, because he's up in the air on the other side of this wall, and we don't really have a way in which we can damage him other than Fuentes rending him, which he does. So that gets rid of the Chosen. Fuentes gets himself some good old ability points. And then Fuentes is just gonna parry up at some point when the when the cutscene plays.
Find you so interesting, Commander.
Oh, he's not going to use parry though, is he?
Does present a
Or is he?
challenge somehow. We've proven the Chosen can be hurt. Now we just
Yes,
have
he
to
is
work
going to
on
parry. It's
putting
always
an
good to
end
parry.
it
There's no
first.
real point in moving. Especially since we don't know where the enemies are, which is why I'm going to dash Fonny behind the line rather than in front of it. We've got 6 turns to do our download. Lucky we've got 2 operatives that can do it from the ranged, with both Motorel and Mises being able to do that. So, meanwhile, Ashens is going to then pull the charge, just charge up. See if you can see the enemies, which you can. There's a priest, God I hate him, and 2 regulars as well. So far we're encountering a lot of just the elite troopers, which is interesting. So, Fuentes is going to move to the side there. That was really fast. And going to try a vault, since it does bounce between people. I'm having a look to see if I can get all 3 of them in range with Incendiary Guard. That would have been good. Or apparently just do nothing. Oh, there's a frag grenade there. Oh, that's beautiful. What do we go for?
Heads down.
Yeah, okay. So with the grenade with Ashens, I decided to go for the Advent Troopers. Both of them are now got no cover, and they've taken damage. And then vaulting the troopers here, that will bounce between them, dealing 6 damage to both. There's nothing to sniff at. And it's just a matter of moving the operatives around to get themselves into position to shoot things. I'm not sure why I didn't see if I could throw my grenade, because that would have been a really good grenade to fire. Mises taking the worst position ever. Not entirely sure why I took that position. I think like that was a mistake. I wanted to go on the other side of the door, but oh well. I'm going to go into Overwatch in general. That should be more than enough to have some positioning. And Kurosaki is going to dash all the way through the train, up the sides, on top of that balcony, I guess, and instantly get put into stasis by the priest. Wonderful. But at least that uses up the priest's movement, and the rest of the crew can just do a overwatching on everyone. Oh, apparently no overwatch. Ashens gets shot at but not killed, which is nice. And the other trooper goes around. Both of them shooting at Ashens, both of them missing, thankfully.
I'm under fire.
So, not going too badly at the moment, I'm not going to lie. We've got Kurosaki in stasis, which is a bit of a bitch. But nothing too disastrous. Fuentes around the side as well. He's going to go get himself a flanking position. He could vault again, however it doesn't bounce against anyone, so there's no real point. So he could rend instead. So he's going to go for. He's not going to do anything, which is fair enough. Once again, it's probably a good idea not to do anything at that point.
On your order.
Ashen's going to go around the side. He's going to see if he can get some good flanking shots, which he can. With only a 28% chance to hit that. So we could go for a slash. Slash on the priest. Very good choice. Except it misses. It was a very good choice, except it missed. So, yay. 6 to 9 damage. Does 8 damage to the priest. Not too bad. Fournier. Gonna move up. Doesn't actually have any person she can shoot at, so pretty terrible place to move to. 57% chance to hit. Combat protocol, ooh, that's a good one. Guarantees the kill of that, so that's not too bad. 4 damage done. So, yeah, not too bad at all. We've just got to make sure that we can kill off the final dude. And I think I just use a grenade for that, because I feel like that's probably the best thing to do. Oh, that's not what I go for. That was a really bad decision. I should have gone for the grenade. I'm yawning a lot as well, I apologise for that. So we're going to see what happens there with the... Oh god, that was painful. Please die, oh god. Okay, cool. Still feel like it was a mistake not to use the grenade, but it didn't matter in the end. So hopefully Ashens will not miss this one, but he does. Ashens, you just sort your life out. So the priest is going to have to please get hit. Yes, so Fontes does manage to deal damage to the priest, leaving him on not too much health. And then Fontes is then going to move, because I think I intend at this point to actually fire a grenade off, unless Kurosaki can kill him. Which she can. Amazing. Alright, cool. That's all done. So all we need to do now is get either Motorel or Mises to download the stuff, which is exactly what he's going to do. He's just going to hack it. Ooh, permanent increase of the hacking stat. It's not bad at all. That's something I should remember, actually. And that actually finishes the mission, so congratulations us, successfully managed to do that.
Je ne sais pas si ma mère aurait aimé ce que je fais, mais y être, là, avec mes camarades, dans le terrain, voir de face un des Chosen, pouvoir lui déchirer en morceaux, je crois qu'elle en serait fière.
Return to the Avenger after our mission with several promotions for our troops, as well as 2 wounded, including poor Motorel, who took some hefty shots during that, but no deaths, so that's always good. From the promotion side, we're going to start with Ashens, who's going to go with Shadow Step, and then Fuentes, who moves up to Lieutenant. Bladestorm's such a good ability. Not going to go for Deflect, even though it's not too bad. We're going to go for Channel, which is really strong. Just means that when someone dies, they leave behind a loot thing, which ups his psi thing. Yes. We're going to get Haywire Protocol for Mises, and then Kurosaki got herself her Long Watch. So that's done. We've got ourselves an engineer now, again, because that's what we needed, more engineers, as well as a nice little soldier bond, which is what we're going to do straight away between Ashens and Mises. Nice. 2 peas in a pod. So we're going to put Iron Engineer straight into work. That drops the 7 days down to 5 days for clearing the final section of the Avenger. Got some idle staff in the Proving Ground because I'm not currently using the Illyrium cores. I don't want to. Although we do have a bunch of projects that we could do. Oh, in fact then we're going to make a Wraith suit and a War suit, both of which are superb. But that does cost all of our supplies in the process. So, you know, you win some, you lose some. Although both of those are really strong and definitely needed. So that having been done, we're going to go back and try and get ourselves our alloys and Illyrium crystals. Finally, please. Oh, we got the Shield Bearer Autopsy instead, which allows us to get experimental armor, which probably should do. That would be interesting. I think at this point we're just going to go for the plasma rifle.
The science is eager
So
to begin, Commander.
it's going to be 13 days. 13 long days before we get our plasma weaponry. We've got more idle staff. Why do we have idle staff in the Proving Ground? We're literally making stuff, aren't we? Aren't we? Or is that just a bug? Oh yeah, it is a bug. God, that was confusing. The assassin levels herself up a bit. And then we continue. We're going for Avenger power, which I think gives us a permanent increase to the power. And the power coil room is done. So we've got 3 spaces and a bunch of buildings that we want to get. They're all down at the bottom. But that means that we've got engineers that aren't currently doing anything, but there's not really much we can do with them, if I'm honest. We can put one in the power relay, which I think we decide to do. So that's where Kilby's going to go. And then kind of just wait around. We've got 2 engineers that are not pointless, but not useful either, really. Let's go around and got them. I'm just sort of clicking around frantically, figuring out what I can do with my dudes at this point. We've got no negative traits that needed, no retraining that's needed, got no supplies, so we can't get anything. Yeah. It's going good for us. We've really like compared to what it was like maybe 2 to 3 episodes ago. We've really turned it around. We were never really at risk of losing the campaign, but definitely could have happened. Reef suit has finally been developed. Covert action has been done. So got the assassin's location a bit better. Also get ourselves more resistance orders. So what we're going to do now is I think we're going to go with part 3. Get McEwen on the job, or we go for part 1 for the Warlock. Yeah, I thought so. So McEwen's going to go in. I'm going to get Lau on the case as well. And we're going to... She gets +2 aim for doing that, so that's not too bad.
I'll order my people to get underway immediately.
And then we're going to be able to move on with our lives. It's going to be nice. Getting ourselves 3 additional power. That's not bad at all. And there's one... Oh yeah, there's intel up there. I think that's what I'm doing at the moment, is looking. It's like, where? Although we do have a lot of intel. Like, we could just make contact. I think that's exactly what we're going to do. Nice. Alright, here we go. We are moving into Asia. So we've got all of the Americas very much under our control. That's it. Well, I mean, I say that. There are literally 2 chosen in Americas. One in North and one in South. So, fun times. But we're going to start going into the Asias and chosen training for last shield. Immune to explosions. That's a trash one for us, that is. And it looks like all of them are going to go be doing training. Oh, no, we've got a sabotage instead. Okay, cool. What are you doing? Retribution, yeah. So there's a lot of not cool stuff happening there. We can, however, get ourselves some cool stuff for the Reapers. We get ourselves a resistance order. The volunteer army one is okay, but because it's a chance and not guaranteed, it's kind of lame. So instead we're going to go for popular support. Gives us more supplies. 153 of them, which is definitely what we're going to go for. We can continue that contact at a later time. For now, definitely going to go get those supplies. And the war suit is completed. Gives us experimental powered weapons, which is very, very strong. And we get all our supplies with no interruptions. That's very unusual, for sure. So we're going to go back to making contacts. We've got 8 potential contacts. We've only... well, this is our 6th, so we've got plenty of room. At this point, do manage to find the chosen stronghold. I think this is the first stronghold that we actually find. So that's not too bad. So we've got the ability to do the... Oh, we're going to reduce the Avatar project. Is that really what we want to do? We've got the trust. All of them have like changed, so it's probably a good idea to just look around. Improve combat intelligence. Okay. Oh, and we're going to do that. Oh, and it gives a promotion. That would explain why. And we're going to put Kilby and Barnes on the case here for this covert op then, and that will guarantee Kilby a promotion, which is very strong. We've got about 2 days before the plasma. Oh my god. So, retaliation mission, which obviously we need to do. We can't just ignore it. But we were so close to getting that plasma rifle, which means that next episode we definitely will be unlocking them. But for now, we're going to be taking our team and flying them off to the retaliation mission. We're going to be taking Chen, Vimo, McEwen, Floyd, Gray, and Mysis on the case. Looks like Lau has not been chosen for this. That's interesting. Maybe she's busy. Regardless, I will see you next time for Humanity Never Dies Retaliation Mission.